Hey you guys, it's Dani. Today we are going to take a look, a little bit of a first impressions here of Tarot Bosch. So it's an extra special little flip through kind of first impressions because this is a bit of a collab with Anna from Astral Lady Tarot. So we did a trade of kind of strange vintage decks, right? And I sent Anna the Terrestrial Tarot, which I will link her video down below. And she sent me the Tarot Bosch. So we had a couple of questions that we agreed upon, just like 4 of them. Kind of simple that I'll answer kind of as I go along. And I'll have those down below too if you're interested in what the questions are. So I haven't opened this yet. I mean, obviously I opened the package, whatever, but like I haven't gone through it yet. So I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of excited to go through this with you guys. Okay, we have a little thing here. These are the backs. Check that out. Oh, you know what this reminds me of already? Because this is an old Lo Scarabeo. Check it. The Tarot of Durer. Check it out. It's got the same feel. I love that. And I watched Anna's and I noticed that she showed other decks that kind of reminded her as she went along. And the second I saw this, it was like, ding, I actually have something that reminds me of this right off the bat. So, yeah. And then we have just a little title card. And this won't be a full flip through. We're just going to kind of go through it together. So we have a little pamphlet, which is in Spanish. This is the Spanish version. But easily translated. You can like click it into Google if you want to read it. I'm sure it doesn't have too much. Just maybe a little basic because there's only that. And now, the deck. So, for those of you who don't know, Bosch is an artist, Hieronymus Bosch. And this, I'm assuming, is going to be in the same style, completely, as this. Where it's not their actual art like we find in Nicoletta Ciccoli or John Bauer Tarot, things of that nature, right? Where it's their actual body of work that they're just kind of showcasing in a tarot. These, the Durer, for sure, which now that I'm seeing the Bosch in just a couple of, cards in, this is not their exact work, but kind of a replica of some of the scenes that we see and in the style that they're kind of known for. A stylized version of their art, right? Not the exact copies. They're taking things from bits and pieces, or you see scenes that you may recognize, but they're not the artist's work. They're just an interpretation of it, I guess. I don't know. That's just a whole lot of words to say. That it's not their actual work, but it's like fan art. Let's see. I want to see if any of them kind of strike me. Oh. Yes, here we get high strangeness in the Chariot. This is what I love about the Bosch style, because it's just weird, man. And it's funny because Anna mentions the paradoxical version of the deviant moon and how it reminds her of some of those. And I have to agree that this is the same sort of style. We have a very similar taste, I think, in the strange and weird, because this looks like it could come from the world of, right? Just these like weird creatures, this like high strangeness feel to it. I love it. And I find it so funny that like all of these decks, if you go and watch her video, you'll see like all of these decks correspond with each other. That's funny. Very much the same taste. I think that's okay. Well, that's one of the questions, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, what attracted you to this deck? It was the whole aesthetic of it. And I love Bosch's artwork. And I had never really seen, look at that, how cool. I'd never really seen the, oh, wait, pause. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I had never really seen anything about this deck. I've seen many different Bosch decks, but this one in particular, I was like, oh, I really, really like it. But I had only seen like a couple of images because I didn't want to spoil myself. I think we're very much alike in that respect. But seeing it now, I'm noticing that that's probably what drew me to this in the first place, is that it has that similar weird aesthetic that I really like, as well as an artist that I know, and am familiar with their work. So, I don't know, it kind of like checks all those boxes for sure. But just getting into it, I mean, like we're 13 cards deep, y'all. And I'm already like totally vibing with this. 'Cause the style is just so cool. Oh, let's see the tower. Oh, yes. Check it out. So cool. Oh, this is cute. Stars. Moon. And the sun. I love it. Oh, and this is on the back of the box. The world. Oh. Ooh, yay. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh man, we got just the weirdest little creatures. I am obsessed. Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy? Oh, do you hear my stomach rumble? Oh my goodness. Oh. That's a strange one, huh? Yeah, it's in there. If you guys are familiar with Bosch's artwork, you'll recognize these little creatures. I'm really excited that it has some of the crudeness and just the weirdness that I was really looking for. But again, I'm going to come back to here. That's the same with this deck. It's like that beautiful kind of attention to detail that Durer has in his artwork is really captured in a really cool way in this deck. And so with this, I was hoping to have that vulgarity in there, that kind of like grossness, that uncomfortable feeling that usually comes along with Bosch. So I am digging this so far. Oh, look how beautiful. The Queen of Coins. Oh my. Then we come along to the cups, y'all. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? This is fantastic. Another one that very much reminds me of the Deviant Moon or the Triumphi, even more so. Yeah, these are all I don't know if I'd say well, I mean, they're pippish, but like, not really. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that. Like, do I feel like I mean, I don't feel like it really follows RWS much. I mean, if I stare at something long enough, I'm sure you can figure out how it ties, right? But at first glance, some of them do and some of them don't. So I feel like this is kind of like, again, a lot like many of the Los Scarabeo, where it's like, in general, they're very vague on their interpretation and system. I find, because they're like a little Marseille, they're a little RWS, they're a little Thoth, you know, but they're not solid, especially in the 90s and early 2000s. Like, I find those era decks are very much like that, where like the I don't have it, but I've seen it. It's like the gnome, I think it's like the gnome tarot is like the same time as that. I'm trying to think if I have any more. Anyway, I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, but it was a time where like most of them are like that, where it's like, it just kind of plays off of the tarot idea, but you can kind of sway it in many different ways, I find. So yeah, it's like an era of Los Scarabeo for sure. And then like, these seem to all correspond in color. See, these are the cups, but like the colors seem like different. As a whole. So like, all of the coins are this red that shifts into all of the cups that are yellow, which will then, because I noticed it on these, I'm like, these are different. Looks like it goes into a blue background for the wands, and then almost like a purplish for the swords. So I do love Los Scarabeo for that, and their array of decks, because so many of these old, again, that time frame, they all did these very similar things. Oh, like the Taramuka, duh, I'm literally about to talk about it. It was very similar to this, although it was heavily RWS. But when you lay cards like this out, you can see right away what element you're dealing with and what you aren't. And I love that. I love that. Matter of fact, if you spread out Mystic Masters, you're going to know what you got right away. You're going to see those different splashes of color that I have on Mystic Masters. It was literally right behind me. So you'll know right away, the green, you'll know right away what you're dealing with. The red and orange, the green, you know, you're going to see where you're going. And then of course the majors have colors of their own. But I love that. So whenever I see a deck that has that, it gets me really, really excited because I like to know the overall feel when I'm going in, you know? As an intuitive reader, that's really something that I enjoy. I don't need it, but I really enjoy when it's like that because I can peg it right away and be like, ooh, there's a lot of yellow here, you know? Anyway. Oh my God, look at him. Oh my gosh. That is cute as hell. Oh, another weird. The stranger the better, you know? Now, this reminds me of animals in the terrestrial tarot. For sure. That's so funny. My gosh, he looks like a turkey. Oh my gosh, I like this one because he almost looks like a possum. Y'all know I love my possums. He's literally right there. This possum right here. Oh, I'm just noticing. We have little objects here. It's just got a hole in the ground, but these weird trees in the background. These little, like, interesting objects. I feel like that's gonna be immediately one of those things that causes that intuitive hit, especially like this, that's like an abandoned glove and a sock. Or maybe it's an actual limb, you know, kind of depending upon the reading. There's a book at his feet, like trying to discover this new knowledge, especially because this is, yeah, this is the knave or the page. So he's going after that knowledge, but at what cost? Are you hurting someone trying to get to that knowledge? Is this who's coming in to your life? Beware. Do you know what I mean? I like that. I like that a lot. You know what I like better? Those shoes. Baby. Where we going in them shoes? Those are some nice shoes. Oh my God. Okay. It's like a plucked chicken with like a dead Ewok. Right? You know, like a skeleton Ewok. I mean, it's not really Ewok-like, but if I had to say, like, I could imagine something like that in Star Wars, like the underworld. Oof. He's got one through the leg. The weird bird coming out of the egg. The man egg with legs. I like it. Oh man, check these little hats. Check these hats. So this one has some kind of like tower, it looks like, or armored hat. But him's got a strawberry. That's a straight up strawberry, y'all. I am living for this card. This almost looks like the griffin creature. If you guys have ever seen, oh, let me try to think. It had to have been the late late 90s, early 2000s, Alice or Alice in Wonderland? No, it's Alice in Wonderland. It's not just Alice. It's with Martin Short plays the Mad Hatter, and Gene Wilder plays the Mock Turtle. And with the Mock Turtle, there is this Griffin character, and that's who he reminds me of. So I'll try to put a picture, but yeah, that's what that reminds me of. So anyway, so let's see the other questions that we have in here. Upon first glance, what is your favorite and least favorite card and why? I can't really think of it right now. I'm gonna flip back through and I'll answer that one. I'll come back to that one. Do you have a specific purpose in mind for using it? You know, right away, I feel like this one can be used in many different areas, but I can honestly say I feel like the purpose of this one might be a little more serious, like those trickier readings, you know? But as for a specific purpose, I don't really think so. I would definitely like to try this one out, especially because I really love, and that's what I was, the next question is probably gonna kind of go into that. What kind of reading do you think you will do with this deck? Like, I really like testing certain decks out. Like, I want to see how they read. So, like, that's the only time where, like, I actually seek out readings to do. So, mainly, I'm just like, okay, sit down, give me a scenario. I just want to play this out. Like, I'll have my husband do that for me. When I want to see how this reads. Or, lately, I've been doing readings with the Mystic fam, the membership on my channel. I'll do readings for those guys, and I will pick decks specifically that I'm like, I'm really curious to see how it reads. And I've been really, really surprised with some of my more quirky decks that I'm like, I'm never gonna use. Like, there's no way I'm gonna use this. I can't take it seriously. I've been using some of those and have gotten the most profound readings because I was being judgy-wudgy, and I'm like, you can't be serious with that. I mean, like, you can be serious with anything by yourself, but, like, for someone else, it's going to be really hard. And, like, I always told myself that, you know, like, you won't feel like a real reader if, you know, this looks a certain way or, you know, is strange and unusual, right? And that's just not true. It's so stupid. And so I've been playing a lot more with just the weirder decks and seeing how they read. So specific readings, I think I would want to use this deck for sure for like membership readings, just to see where this fits, you know, like when am I drawn to this? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I found my favorite card. So I'll probably, yeah. So anyway, the answer to that, what kind of readings do you think you will do with this deck? Definitely some member readings to get to know this deck. Like, so just random stuff that kind of pulls me towards it, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with the Ten of Coins being my ultimate favorite. Like, just flipping through, I laughed again. And so, definitely my favorite card. I was really happy to see one of these weird little humanoid creatures, I'm not gonna lie. And it really made me smile. So, it's one of those, like, when it pops up, it's like, man, you feel like you're the shit, you know? Like, everything is good. And so I think just that alone is gonna be a standout card for me. And as crazy as it is, pulling through this, I just kind of like toss out cards and then I'll spread them out and I'll look and be like, this is the one that I don't like the most or whatever. Just upon that space, right? Gut instinct, and then like out of all of these initial instincts, where does it go? But I thought it was funny that they're all cups. And it was, matter of fact, it was the water suit in the terrestrial tarot that I believe Anna said that was like, that was not her favorite. And I think that's so funny. All of the other suits have things in them. Some of them are pippish, but they still have a lot of stuff going on in them. But the cups don't have much. And it's all very spiky, which I do kind of like the contrast of having this like cup mentality where there's like supposed to be a flow to it, but that flow is being interrupted. I do like that aspect of it. But of all the weird creatures and like all the fun Bosch isms, you know, that we see in there, these don't excite me. Like, they don't super excite me, I guess, because, like, out of all this weirdness, like, that was all you could come up with. You know? Like, it's alright, but, meh. And then I had also, she was a cup too. I like to see a strong Queen of Cups because, like, I feel like that represents me in a deck as like an energy. I usually go towards and check the Queen of Cups. So I like a really cool, strong figure. And she seems very boring. All the other ones have really cool queens. And so I was hoping for a little more with her. But other than that, this is going to be a fun deck to work with, I think. I hope you enjoyed this little collab. Like I said, I have Anna linked down below. You can see her video of the terrestrial tarot, and I will have all of my information below if you are looking to get a reading with me, or look for me on Instagram or Etsy, or 3 Fat Readers, you guys, 3 Fat Readers. So check all that down below, and I will talk to you very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah! Later, Gators.